What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode, the first episode of 2025 for No Client Agent Privilege, aka No Cap Podcast. It's your boy Evan, your boy Will. We are back under the Tiki Hut. It's a new year. It's college playoffs. It's NFL playoffs. We are in full swing in the NBA, and we are rocking and rolling in the sports world. So let's just go ahead and start off with thoughts and prayers of college football. Was it a success? Or was everybody? I guess you could say, I guess the losers aren't going to be happy, but was everybody else happy? I mean, I feel like the games were exactly what you were going to expect for most of them. Like, nobody could stop Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State versus Texas, and I think everyone knew that. I think Penn State Notre Dame was the defensive game that I definitely thought it was. I think that stat with the quarterback for Penn State was outrageous, not hitting a single receiver in the second half for any yardage. Like, I understand we've got amazing tight ends and, like, good running back, but you didn't hit one single receiver for 1 yard.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, that's a wild statistic I've ever seen.
Draft stock.
That, and also,
going down.
I was going to say, you're not helping. Your offensive coordinator is not helping you. Not that Drew Aller had really the greatest game, but, like, he still had a great season. So, your scheme is, oh, well, he can't show up in the big game. Like, he didn't even hit one receiver.
Right.
Right. Not like you said, not really good for the draft stock by any means. But I mean, I feel like I said, both of those games were exactly what I expected. Ohio State to win, Notre Dame, Penn State, whoever's defense didn't, whoever's defense didn't make the most mistakes. That was gonna be it. It's not like
simple.
Not like really Riley Leonard had a crazy, threw for 300 yards, some type of game like that. And Penn State, it's not like they didn't have their opportunities. Like,
right. I think it's Notre Dame's year, me personally.
I mean, but after watching that game,
I think they're the most complete team. Ohio State, you can't say that they don't have a complete team, but I think Notre Dame is just. It's finally, finally their time. I
think at this point, Ohio State's the perfect kryptonite for Penn State or for Notre Dame. I think though, like I think Ohio State has the perfect matchup to beat Notre Dame, because like where they're most vulnerable is that offensive line, or not for the vulnerability, but I'm saying the defensive line for Ohio State has been on such a roll, and I think with Penn State, their offensive line. Or their defensive line is solid, and I even think Ohio State's line is even more solid.
Right.
And they had issues, and that's what I'm saying with Notre Dame. They had some issues with Abdul Carter coming off the edge. Now they got Jack Sawyer. That man ended the game for. I mean, so for me, I'm looking at it like, what did Penn State do well against Notre Dame on the defensive side? And I'm really, honestly, I'm thinking, for me, me, defense wins championships. So if I'm looking at it from the Ohio State side, I'm thinking this is the game. This is the game that we needed, the matchup that we needed. So, I think I think it's going to be the best game of the playoffs. Like, I think the matchup is just too good. Like, Notre Dame, their offensive line can show up, and if they can shut down Jack Sawyer, could be the game. Right. That could be the entire game right there.
So I think that the playoffs kind of worked if you say it like that. It's the best,
the two best teams that showed up in the playoffs and
we're not arguing whether or not some other team would have deserved a shot in the top four. And then
after what Notre Dame just did to Penn State, after what Ohio State did to Oregon, everyone else, like Arizona State, they had their good run. Boise State had their good run. Lost in good game. Everything that happened, really, I mean, projectively speaking, went to plan, I guess you could say. I mean, like you just said, like, is anybody going to really argue that these two teams shouldn't be playing in the championship?
Right.
I mean, other than Penn State and Texas, obviously, like, other than those two teams, is really who else?
They had their chance,
right? Exactly, and they lost, and exactly. Chance. So that's where I'm at. Like, can you really say that these two teams don't deserve to be in there, or is there anybody else that an SEC guy like? Well, we beat this team, that team. Well, Notre Dame beat them. Like, so for me, I think, again, I think the playoff as a whole was a success towards those fans and people who are in the committee. I guess you could say, got it right.
Well, Texas didn't have a bye, right?
No, Texas played Arizona State.
Yeah, so then Arizona State had the bye. Right. So that's who they played.
Right.
And then Penn State had a bye?
No. Penn State played.
No.
Boise State.
Ohio State had the bye.
Ohio State had the bye. Boise State played Penn State.
So, they won their first game.
Yep.
And then they took care of business in the second round. And
right. I mean, that's my thing. Like for what I'm saying is, like, these teams, they made it just the way the bracket's made to be made.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have your first round bye, okay. You play your game, you win, okay. You've got momentum with the team that did have the bye, and now they're coming off a win, or a month and a half off. You just came off a win. Now they got to get their engines going, their blood flowing, while you guys are already still hyped. You guys are still ready to rock and roll. So for me, I think I guess because in the college world, I feel like the more you play, the better you are.
Right.
In that aspect of not getting the bye, maybe not help, or maybe I guess it kind of does depend on your coaching staff on that one.
Right.
Like, did they prepare you enough to handle that extra week of bye? Like, did you get slept on? Like I don't know. There's a lot to it. That extra week can really, that 10 days could really set something up.
A lot that goes into it.
There's a game right
so,
there.
Yeah.
That's
so you're taking Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Are you have any
28-10.
You have any allegiance to Ohio State?
No. I mean, JJ's my guy. Yeah, I would say no. I mean, Dad's a Toledo guy. I mean, like, my grandpa was big Ohio State guy growing up, but like there was no tie there. Like my dad's at Toledo, so Ohio, I guess you could say, is technically in my blood with regards to,
but
I don't have.
Right?
No, I mean, I'd rather be. I was a TU fan before I even liked Ohio State or anything. But like, Jeremiah Smith, like some of the guys, the SoFlo guys that are up there, like, Brandon Ennis, all the American Heritage guys, Chaminade, they love recruiting down here. So it's like, for me, like I appreciate that as an agent, that they understand where the talent is. Yeah. Like Ohio has good football, but they know where to come get their speed. They know how to get they know how to come get their athletes. So, JJ, good luck. Root for you guys, Brandon, all you guys, all South Florida kids, go win one for the hometown teams.
But if Notre Dame wins, you'll be upset?
No, because Jordan's on that team too.
Right.
Jordan Faison.
Okay.
He's from Pinecrest. He played at Pinecrest, but he's a wide receiver for Notre Dame. And,
okay.
He's really good too. And Notre Dame recruits. They used to recruit more down here. I feel like they don't as much. Jordan actually is the national champ team with lacrosse too. So he, Coach Freeman had him preach to the team about what it took for Notre Dame to win that lacrosse championship, about winning this championship. Right. I was like, genius, coaching aspect. Like, you've already got a national champ on your team. Like, tell them how hard it was. Yeah. Same
My
concept.
thing is, like, I remember there was so many years of, like, anguish for Notre Dame fans and Notre Dame themselves, like, getting so close, or
dude, you had the Manti Te'os, you had the quarterbacks, you had the defenses, you had your opportunities as a team, as a country.
I like to see them win it this year, and I think, with that defense, the run game as well. Yeah. It's a good combination, but Ohio State's defensive line, like you said, is going to be quite the test.
That trenches will be the deciding factor for this entirety of the game. Like, it'll all come down to whose offensive line shows up too. Right. Because, like, it's not like Will Howard's coming in fresh. Like, his hand's all busted up. Like, I know that knuckle's broken. Because, like, that was my senior year. That's exactly what happened to me. That bulge, that was it. Same thing. Broken. This complete knuckle broken. So I know.
Move it?
Yeah, I have full range of motion.
Oh, you got surgery there?
Yeah,
scar?
yeah. So,
damn.
So like that.
He's gonna need that too.
But see, like, the thing is, I played 2 games with it. So if I'm him, I'm doing the same thing. Wrap that shit up. All I did was I wrapped it up, had a piece of padding over it, so if it did get hit, like, it's gonna hurt, but it was gonna be protected, and it was already broken, so it wasn't gonna. It wasn't going to do anything. It was already, it was already broken. So it didn't
safety?
matter. Huh?
You played safety?
Corner.
Oh, corner.
I was Cooper DeJean before Cooper DeJean.
Oh, yeah?
Holla at your boy. They call me Lockdown Laufer. Don't ever forget it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what they call you?
I swear to God.
That's fire. That's actually really fire.
Damn, dude, I was the only white corner.
Yeah, right.
In like all of Palm Beach County.
Yeah, sure. I believe it.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah. So, did you see what they said about when NIU beat Notre Dame and the coach?
Yeah.
They had words. Coach Freeman and I forget NIU's. No disrespect to him. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
He said something. They had some words or something, encouragement.
Right.
And Notre Dame hasn't lost since. So.
Hey, good on him. I mean, sometimes taking an L in the very, very beginning of the year puts into perspective how hard it is to win.
Right.
Like even like so, and kind of off topic, but with West Boca, so many kids are coming back. They just want, we just won a state championship. Mm-hmm. So many kids are coming back. There's only like 4 starters out of 22 gone. But with that said, every time you put somebody on your schedule now, you are the target. Not that they're the target now, you become the target. So to repeat and be, good enough to win a championship again, maybe taking an L first, that could put in perspective how hard it is. And I think that's what NIU did to Notre Dame, because they knew, hey, we're not this team. Like, the team that just played NIU is not this team. Mm-hmm. So it's like, could be beneficial to take that L early and often, or early and out of get it out of the way, versus, oh man, we're 10-0. Where's that trap game? When's that trap game coming? So I mean, again, I think that I don't want to say it helped them, but it was good motivation. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, again, just crazy the fact that NIU is gonna be like, we're the real national champs. we beat
them. So technically,
yeah, exactly. According to math.
You want to move into some money?
Yeah, we can talk money. I love talking money.
UFC, Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Raw.
Yep.
All those things. I don't know. I heard UFC is doing or asking for a media rights deal upwards of $1 billion, which is double what it is now.
Okay.
It was I don't know exactly how many years ago it was, but the money's grown so exponentially with media rights. So it makes sense.
Crazy different now.
The jump. And UFC
from 10 years ago.
Yeah, UFC is definitely growing still.
Definitely.
I mean, you were alive well before UFC started.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Like,
before it became popular,
right.
there was always like the champion
or
combat sports that were like in Japan and stuff
mm-hmm.
like that had
but
finally
America,
transitioned. Yeah, had finally transitioned about the early '90s and stuff like that.
But that's the type of money that they're asking for now. And
I mean, the whole thing is you're talking about a growing sport still, so it's like, if you have the leverage and the ability to show growth, then you have the ability to go in and negotiate. Yeah, to negotiate on the fact that you are growing, and this is where the numbers are. You go and you look at other professional leagues, look what they've got, look what they've been doing. We're actually growing faster than they were at this time, and all that stuff gives you the ability to go ask for that $1 billion that they're looking for, which is not it's not unfathomable when you think about it. I think the biggest thing is, like, with that $1 billion, not knowing the numbers obviously like in front of me to see where the numbers have been growing in the last 2 decades, is that $1 billion lower than what it should be? Like, is that just bare minimum? Because like doubling up in a decade is actually not that crazy for a sport that is only 3-4 decades old.
It's also a sport that only mainly, even though they do stuff every week now, I think, and they do Saturdays and Tuesdays, but for a sport that really has a main event once a month,
right?
And it's on pay-per-view usually. Yeah. So you can't get it on your Netflix or your I mean, you can get it on ESPN obviously.
Right.
Pay-per-view, but you can't get it in many places. I mean, you can, but there's one streaming
I think they just have to be consistent with, like, if they're going to use ESPN and not go public like Fox and
I don't think they would do that.
Exactly. So, and I don't think that type of viewer is going to be the one to watch UFC. Like,
but my thing is with it is that kind of like the NFL adding an extra week, a couple years ago. It's like, what if they do give more UFC?
Oh, you have to.
Like,
you're gonna have to
twice a month.
You have to.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because my thing is, what if it saturates? The product
that becomes
people look forward to their every third Saturday of the month.
That becomes the saturation becomes the talent. Is the talent that they're playing twice a month up to par with not saturating the actual?
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like
are they 2 really good fights?
Right. Are you putting together 2 really good headliners?
But then on the flip side of that, sometimes even with it once a month, the cards
for
the main fight aren't that good.
Well, how many times can you have your best fight?
So can they even push more product?
That's up to Dana in finding out, is your talent pool deep enough to do twice a month? And I'm sure I can guarantee Dana has had that topic of discussion. Like, hey guys, like, I know our sport is the most physical sport in all of the world and in the entire universe, but can you fight twice a month or twice a year? Right. I mean, I don't know. Can certain people's bodies take that?
It might just be better to continue because at this point it becomes an issue of needing players.
Athletes. Needing
not
fighters.
Everybody wants to. Me personally, I would never step foot in the ring. I don't think, and I have a lot of respect for the people that do, but there aren't a lot of people that do it. And on top of that, there's not a lot of people that do it that are UFC good.
Right. And then there you go.
It's an exclusive club.
Oh no, those there's a reason those top 10 guys just kind of circulate through the top 10. Like, they don't really drop out of the top 10 because after the
and they have weight classes. So
and after the 10th guy, the talent, and it's just like in the NFL, NBA, after your second stringer, the talent that falls off is obviously, I don't want to say dramatic, but there is a big downgrade, I guess you could say, from your first stringer, your second stringer, and your third stringer. If you're lucky enough to kind of keep those close enough to where no matter what happens when they come on the field, it should relatively run the same, or your fight should be relatively as entertaining, it's very hard to say.
You make a good point, because it's like the fighters that are good, and they're good. They're gonna win they're gonna win their matches. It's not gonna be like, you see them on a main card and it's like 10 wins, 5 losses. Maybe you will, but depending on the name. But like, usually these people are proven. Right. And that's you're seeing huge on the third Saturday of the month.
And that's the other thing is too, like, how many noobs, like not noobs, like how many young fighters are you going to be able to really promote to an extent where you're going to make your money back?
People don't know them.
Right, exactly. The fan base is loyal to you because you're putting out, let's just go with like the McGregors, John Jones, and all those types of guys. Pereira, like the guys that are hot right now. But even Pereira, like, how many times is he going to be able to fight? He's been fighting for the last 10 years, now, like, he's finally gotten his UFC shot, and it's like, okay, like, how many more fights does he have?
Right, that's another thing. You got to recycle, or not recycle, but you got to find new people.
Right. So that, I believe, is what the Ultimate Fighter really, I feel like, lost its juice because the guy started not panning out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think Dana, like, that show needs like a revamp of
how they even do it.
I think
bring the person.
Yes, I think it needs to be even more exclusive, like 5-on-5, and they train with the best of the best. A whole docu-series type shit, like a Netflix series of Ultimate Fighter. Like, I think that should be his next route, and like really give the fans an ability to become a fan of those 5 guys. You don't need 20 fighters to like all interchange and fight each other. Just give me the top 5 on this team, the top 5 on this team, and let's battle royale it for the next 6 months.
Yes.
And let's get them 6 months in training. Oh, there's game right there.
Yeah. 6 months of training.
6 months of training, and then you run the next 6 months of them, fighting for the next belt, or the UFC, the whatever it is, however it is they want to do their Ultimate Fighting Championship. You do that. Oh, you're gonna RKO him? Oh,
nice.
Tombstone.
Well, on that note, and on the note of from one fighting series to
WWE.
Another. I'm sure that Raw and WWE probably have a special place in your heart growing up. And, it's huge. It's huge.
Well, you're talking about a sport that is legitimately worldwide. Can play every single week the same Monday Night Raw, Wednesday next, and Friday SmackDown.
The drama. It's just drama.
It's the screenwriters that have come and lived their lives of the last 40, 50 years, from Hulk Hogan all the way to now to the Usos and all that, like all the Samoan brothers that have taken over for The Rock, like all those guys, Roman Reigns and the Brock Lesnars of the world, like all those guys that have come through, the stories that have been written over the decades, it's just incredible to me. And now, like, watching Raw on Netflix, giving people from across, all world, the live action, Whereas like if you don't have Raw on Monday night in your country, now you get to go on Netflix and just watch and stream from there.
I mean, as long as it's available in every country.
Oh, I mean, like almost 100, I think.
Right.
Like I think 92 or something.
Well, 4.9 million viewers.
Right.
That's great for what?
A first episode ever. Like
it might go up too.
And you brought everybody too. So like imagine when you know a big event is coming. Now Netflix knows, or now Raw knows that they can bring everybody in because everyone is excited to be a part of this new generation. I mean, between The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan,
right.
I mean, you name it, everybody was there. So it's like, for me, watching that Monday Night Raw was like, wow, like they really put everything into this first episode to show the world that like they're ready to rock and roll.
Right.
Like
it's a tremendous opportunity for the younger crowds too. Younger crowds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Get them into it, you know.
Especially the young guys. Like not like everybody's Monday, you know, was as. I mean, I feel like I don't want to say less busy, but like Mondays when I used to watch it with my grandpa, or you know, it was like it was not a religious thing, but like we knew it was coming on, like we'd watch it, like that one of those. So it's like. I think, like you just said, the generations of if you're already watching Netflix, this is live right now, let's go watch. So things like that are definitely going to be huge. And then, you know, kind of transitioning from those streamers to guys that are kind of having, kind of NFL and NBA kind of having some issues right now with their viewership.
Well, the streaming will be good for ushering in the younger crowd for both sports.
Right.
But the NBA has a unique situation where we have our best players about to make an exit from the
majority of the best players too. It's not just like one or two.
You think so?
Yeah.
Or is that just the way it looks because of?
I mean,
like you said, like they only promote LeBron.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that
Curry and who else right now? LeBron, Curry,
KD.
You know, Luka, KD.
They've been showing a little bit more of Ant. They've been showing a little bit more of Ant, like again, and I think we, and that's the other thing. Like we've talked about this. Like we have said, like the league now needs to start finding out where their young stars are going to come from, like who they're going to promote, who's the new face of the league. Like I haven't heard a word about Scotty Barnes. I know he got hurt for a little bit. Like I know
Raptors aren't good. The Magic are a nice up and coming team, and so are the Rockets, but. You still don't hear.
Nope.
You hear Alperen Sengun.
Well, look at even the Spurs now. Like they're like 18-9 or 18-19 and are like right at 500. Yeah. Like they're not a great
they're
team.
11th seed.
But like, how can you be mad at a team that is realistically so young?
Yeah, they're
like,
young and
like you take CP3's age out of the factor, they are by far the youngest team in the league. Like it's not even like you take CP3's the reason that they're like middle of the gap, age gap, because of how old he is compared to everyone else. So
we'll have to see. Maybe they're just waiting for when LeBron finally hangs it up. Maybe they're just milking that cow for as long as they can, and then when the cow dies.
But I mean, even look at Steph Curry. Like Steph is like at this point, like if I'm Steph, like what am I supposed to do? Like what am I playing for? Like we're not good. Like like we're not like a championship contender.
Steph might retire before LeBron.
Honestly, at this point, if I'm Steph, like what am I playing for right now? Like I'm a winner. Like I'm a
really
champion.
Good point. I didn't even think of that. What is Steph playing for right now?
Like I'm a winner, and I am on a team that is not winning. My coach is too busy into politics to coach. Like coach, I don't care about your political opinions. Just coach basketball for me, huh? Like, tell me how we can get better. I don't care about your political opinion.
Draymond Green, who is definitely Curry probably. Well, I don't want to say that, but like, you know, Draymond Green's antics, and then you have obviously.
I mean, if you're Steph, you're probably already used to all that. Like
to
that's
mentor. He probably wants to mentor the younger players that they have.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, my thing is like at this point again for Steph, I'm a winner. I've had to prove myself this whole point.
4-time champion.
Yeah,
Finals MVP.
I don't want to be on this team that is terrible where my coach isn't even coaching us, and like I just want to win. I just want to play ball. Like I want to be on a team that cares. And I don't want to say
he plays for the Hornets for a season or two.
Yeah, but like
Tony Parker did.
Yeah. I mean, why not at this point for Steph? I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know Steph or anything like that by any means, but like when I watch him walk to the bench and they're down 12 at the half, like it's like disheartening, like it's like you're like what, like you get, like, because I don't know, my mentality, if I'm a multiple time champion, MVP, all that stuff, like I could never see Jordan being on a terrible team and being like, yeah, I'm okay with this. Like, let me just go, blah, whatever,
That's probably why he retired the second time when he was playing for the Wizards.
Right. Well, that was because, I don't even know why he came back after that. That was a weird one. But, anyways, I don't know.
Ball.
I mean, the gap of fans.
The Warriors, 19 and 19.
Barely 500.
No, it's 19 and 19, 500, but
you have the best player, one of the top 3 best players in the world, like you shouldn't be behind. You shouldn't be behind the Clippers.
Right.
Clippers are not that good. Like they're okay, but they're not a better team than you are.
And then the nobody talks about the Nuggets either. Yeah. Russell Westbrook and Jokic just had triple doubles again for the second time this season.
Did you see that reel with?
Everyone hates Russ now.
Did you hear that reel with Russ and his triple double percentage of wins? Did you see that? No. Oh, so a reporter gave him and Jokic's numbers of when they score a double double. He has like a 74% win. So the reporter goes, yeah, well, Jokic has like a 77 or 76 or something like that to Russell, and Russell goes, damn it, Jokic did it again, and like beat me again. Like, it was so funny. Like his reaction to him hearing.
That's nice. Yeah, that's the reaction you should.
Yeah, he was like, damn, Jokic got me again. But Russell was trying to get. He was just so surprised that his win percentage was so high. Because with the number, people always say,
because so many games.
Yeah, because
Jokic has done it in much less games than
and
Russ
it's also
did.
the fact that you have such a high winning rate, like just period.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like because like you're having a 74%,
so many games,
and you have so many of them. Like that means you're a winner.
Yeah,
like that means you're a winner, man.
Former
like,
MVP.
So that's what I'm saying. So like for Denver, they should be the favorite in the West. I mean, like for me, when I'm looking at it at a playoff run, for sure. You're talking about you got to beat them in 5. You got to get 5 games.
I wish they would have played. I really wish that they would have played the Celtics last season for the championship.
Same. I think that would have been a different turn of events right there. But yeah, I mean, the NBA. I think we've had this conversation with like even some of the the guys like I feel like the draft wasn't that hyped last year either. I feel like the only person you hear about with regards to this year's draft is Cooper Flagg.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, again, just kind of one of those things, like, how much does the NBA really care anymore? Like, I mean, now for them, like, I don't even know. But they don't talk about anybody past Cooper Flagg, I feel like. It's all about, it's either tank for Cooper or nothing. Like, I don't know, they got the couple,
oh, boy. I was trying to look up a big board, but... Ace Bailey from
Ace.
Rutgers,
I hear I hear about Dylan and
Dylan
Ace.
Harper as well. Yeah.
No, they got some. You're right. I guess there is a couple names that do.
There's like a few names that go around, but
but after that, again,
it's so funny not to see Kansas anywhere on this list.
They only had Hunter Dickerson, and then he ends up transferring, and now he's at Michigan now, like How are they doing this year? They're all right. They're
Dusty
good.
May.
Yeah, they're good.
LOL.
No, they got that 7-footer who can do everything.
He went with him.
No, not that kid. Not Golden, another kid. I like Golden. I used to watch him at the bar and stuff.
But he does play for Michigan.
He does. He did transfer. But I used to watch him at the bar, bro, at throw. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Watching girls come up to him. Do you play basketball? And he'd be like, yeah, I play basketball.
Just talking for, oh, really?
Yeah. Like, he's Russian. He's hilarious. But that whole, like, Russian squad all hangs out with each other. Like, he met, like, Jokic and stuff. Like, he, like, hangs out with, he used to play for the Lakers, the big white Russian. Oh, my God. He used to play when LeBron first got there.
When LeBron first got there?
Magnov? Oh, my God. It's going to kill me. Anyways, that was just the fact that like that squad is all together. Like those Serbs are all right. All the big men are friends with each other. I find that
Mozgov.
Yeah, Mozgov.
Timothy Mozgov.
Timothy Mozgov. Yeah, that was the 3 of them. They're like best friends.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. Good times.
Yeah, but the NBA basketball in general needs a spark.
I mean, I don't know where they're gonna get it. I don't know. I honestly, my marketing mind, mind is fried.
We'll see who we see at the summer league. Maybe there's
hey, I mean,
some hidden talent.
What's called? I mean, even Janiyah on Auburn, he barely gets any love. I mean, he's finally getting some love for the Wooden Award, like for the best player between him and Cooper Flagg. But like every single time,
Cooper Flagg's gonna win.
Every single time he has a decent a non-double game, they're like, oh, okay, just Cooper Flagg. They like cross him out because he doesn't have
to. You have
it's like
to. Same thing with the committee. What they used to do. One loss.
Yep. Out of there.
You're out. So
I mean, like right now, I don't know. College basketball is so much more entertaining than the pros. Like it's just not even like close. Like I could watch college basketball like all day long. I could barely watch a Heat game.
It's more fundamental anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. And halves. I like the halves too, and like because it's like you know how they have to burn. They like that's the only reason most of these teams can play full court press most of the game. Why they can run so hard like because they know there is no fourth quarter.
Right.
Play your halves and get it done. If you don't.
Halves.
That's it. So I like it. Like that. It's like watching Auburn versus South Carolina. I was about to have an aneurysm because we were like down, and I was like, like time's running down, and then all of a sudden offense started clicking, and we're like, all right, we're good. Like Janiyah went down, and I was like, like this is gonna be tough. Like Denver had a great block, like defense, like Pettiford had a good
defense wins the game. Well, in basketball, it's defense turns into offense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that definitely.
A little bit different than the NFL, a little faster.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then the NFL, their viewership for the season take a little hit.
The last few games of the season were just not producing for many.
I mean, I feel like this year there were so many teams that locked in their playoff spots early. There was only like 3 teams that were on the bubble with regards to
everyone kind of knew, and then
like you had your four conference or divisionals before this week 16, I think, for like both divisions. So
I feel like there were a lot of teams that just weren't really that good this season.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the bottom half of the league, like. You can definitely tell why the teams weren't good. I mean, you're letting up 600 plus yards on multiple games, like 300 plus rushing, 200. Like you're letting 400 plus yards every game. Like that's bad. Like
bad football.
Like I don't care what side of the ball they're coming from, but like you can't be letting up a 100-yard rusher and a 200-yard passer. Like that's bad. Like that's just bad. Like you got to make tackles. Like do anything. So
absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, again, for the viewership side, you want to see good football and you want to see football that matters and especially at the end of the year. So playing meaningful, like there's always the saying in football, it's like you want to be playing meaningful games in December. Like that's what you want. Like that's the goal for the NFL. Like you want to be playing meaningful games in December, because if you're not, then you're just planning your trip to Cabo. Yeah, you're planning your trip to Cabo and you're earning your paycheck.
Somewhere nice and warm.
Yeah. So again. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, that's what it is. Like those guys that are coming out to play, like the Panthers versus the Falcons, like Jadeveon Clowney is like walking out, see everybody in Cabo, like like he's right though. Like he ruined that play. I mean, they weren't gonna make it either way because the Bucks won, but either way, it was just more to the extent that like, here's this man. He knew they weren't playing for nothing. Carolina wasn't playing for nothing.
Weren't ready for the playoffs.
No, but again, even still, just the fact that he was just like, see everybody in Cabo, like he knew that their season was over too. Like it didn't make a difference after that loss.
Right. So, I mean, finishing up on the NFL side, you got some news for the viewers.
We're gonna be
dropping
our NFL draft class. Jerome Jolly out of Liberty, Virgil Lemons out of University of West Florida. We're gonna be a couple other guys. Got a couple guys still in the wings, still deciding. Hopefully, they pick us to be their NFL, journeyman with them, through the process and selecting us to be their agent and agency. Really hoping that we're able to, get these guys their chance and do what I do best and making sure that the opportunities present themselves. And then, of course, trying to still get, D'Angelo and Chad. I feel bad. Like, we have to wait on the doctor for his knee and everything. So hopefully we can get him in the X League in Japan. So if we can get him over there, because that's for next season.
Why, they just got rid of him in Germany?
No. He's just recovering. So that season would intertwine with the X League. So
so he just wants to do it Japan.
I think Japan would just pay more at the end of the day.
Oh, really?
Like I think for Chad, if he wants to go, like Potsdam loved Chad. He was a stud there too. Like he literally he had a great season. Like he could
catching touchdowns.
Right. Oh, he's catching touchdowns, running touchdowns. He did it all. Like, and that was the great thing about Potsdam. They let him do that. How many other leagues in the world are going to let their offensive linemen do that kind of stuff? You know. So it was just good to be loved like that on a team. So between him, you know, and D'Angelo trying to get him back in the CFL or in the UFL. You know, those are the goals as an agent that I'm trying to work on every day. You know, you've seen my emails, like, you know, it's just all day long between calls, texts. I even saw, it was funny, I was watching Pat McAfee in class the other day after the Orange Bowl, and he had Drew Rosenhaus on. And so he was asking about Drew about another agent, and he was like, I don't like to talk about guys that, you know, I don't like to boost guys up that I'm competing against. And it's like, it is true. Like, as much as I'm the young guy in the game, like, I can't give props to Drew. I can't give props to David Magaletti. I can't give them their props because that's who I'm competing against. Even if, you know, it might be a longer shot for me than for them. Right. It's like, I cannot say that he's a better agent because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you have your all-star players, if you're the agent, you should be good at your job. Like, if an all-star signing with you, you're probably a pretty good fucking agent. So even for me, like, some of the guys I tell, like, most of the time I'm not losing a client because I'm not a good agent. There's other factors that I lose clients for. Like, it ain't
it's
nothing.
Usually not you.
Yeah, it's not me as an agent.
Usually something external.
Yeah, exactly. It's something, you know, incentive to
Incentives.
really and that's where the agent world kind of, you know, it is what it is, like
carrot on a stick.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then you might not be the guy for LSE in the first place, because at the end of the day, like, people are going to be the way they're going to be, and people are going to do what they're going to do. So it's like, if that's what you're really looking for, then you're going to be like that no matter what.
Family over everything.
Amen to that. So, but you know, you've been through the struggle with me.
Right.
Year what? Year 2 now? We're on year 2? Year 3?
This is going to be year 3 this summer.
Year 3 this summer. Yeah. Right? So we're, you know, it's a grind. It is what it is, and this is what we're here for. But, you know, built for it, ready for it, and this is what we do. So grind train keeps on grinding.
Absolutely.
So any last things? That's it?
Nah, I'm good. I think we're good. We got some stuff coming up in the later this week.
Yeah,
or maybe early next week.
That and
NFL playoff stuff.
That and also all the travel, March Madness, all the Senior Bowl stuff, all that. Gotta get over that. I'm probably gonna go to the Senior Bowl just to show face. I don't know. Jim Nagy, my guy, he always gives me my credentials, and he yells at me because I have to email him like the week before, hey, I'm not gonna be able to come, or I can't come because there's, you know, I don't have any clients there. So, but he always tells me to go anyways. He's like, just go shake hands, go where, he's like, go be facey, go say hi to people, introduce yourself. You never know who you'll meet.
Right.
Combine, I'll be there. I'll be at the Combine because that's the NFLPA's meetings. Yeah, so Perfect. I'll be there for that. But yeah, no, we got a lot cooking. Spring's busy. New interns. Yeah. I'll probably have them come on. Probably do an episode with us. Yeah. So you guys get to meet them. And we're spring's always busy for us. We're always cranking it out in springs. Fall's a little off because everybody's in season. Basketball doesn't really happen. So little bit quieter in the fall. But now we're gonna be cooking. So enjoy the journey, guys, with us. We always do. Thanks for joining us for this episode of No Client Agent Privilege, aka No Cap Podcast. It's your boy Will, your boy Evan, and we are out.
Peace.